Hey everybody, it's Taki117 back with Taki's Space Program. It is a beautiful morning here at the Cape with Mercury-Redstone 3 sitting on the pad. Yeah. Here we have our intrepid astronaut making his way to his capsule. There you go. Oh wow. Whoops. Now we are going to go inside the capsule and hear exactly what Alan Shepard said during the launch. Launching in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roger, liftoff and clock is started. Yes sir, reading you loud and clear. Oops. Says Freedom 7, fuel is go, 1.2 G, cabin at 14 psi, oxygen is go. Roger, Freedom 7 is still go. Oh dear. Okay, it's a lot smoother now, a lot smoother. Seven here, fuel is go. 4G, 5.5 cabin, oxygen go, all systems are go. (5G) cut off. Tower jettison green. Disarm. Capsep is green. Periscope is coming out and turnaround has started. ACS is okay. Control movements okay. Switching to manual pitch. Pitch is okay. Switching to manual yaw. Yaw is okay. Switching to manual roll. On the periscope. What a beautiful view. Cloud cover over Florida. 3 to 4 tenths near the eastern coast. Obscures up to Hatteras. I can see Okeechobee. Identify Andros Island. Identify the reefs. Start retro sequence. In retro attitude are green. Control is smooth. Retro 1, very smooth. Retro 2, Retro 3, all 3 retros fired. Retro jettison is back to arm. Negative, switching fly-by-wire. Roll is okay. Roger, do not have a light. Do not have a light. I see straps falling away. Heard a noise, I will use override. Roger, periscope is retracting. I am on fly-by-wire going to re-entry attitude. Okay, Buster, re-entry attitude, switching ASCS to normal. ASCS is okay. Switching to HF for radio check. Roger, reading you loud and clear. HF Deke, how me? G build up 369. Okay, this is 7 okay. 45,000 feet now. 40,000 feet, back on ASCS. 35,000 feet. 30,000 feet. Drogue is green at 21, periscope is out, drogue is out. Okay, at drogue deploy, I've got 70% auto, 90% manual, oxygen is still okay. Snorkel is out at about 15,000 feet. Emergency flow rate is on, standing by for main, main on green, main chute is reefed. Main chute is good. Main chute is green. Main chute is coming unreefed and looks good. Main chute is good. Rate of descent is reading about 35 feet per second. Affirmative, Indian Capcom. Let me give you a report. I'm at 7,000 feet. Main chute is good. Landing bag is on green. My peroxide has dumped. My condition is good. Now, from this point on, it's basically he's reading off his altitude, his descent rate, up until the point where he actually, hits the water and is recovered. And there we go. Successfully completed the Mercury-Redstone 3 launch, complete with actual audio transcripts. Now, something to note is, I did not match the exact timing As far as the mission is concerned, nor was I probably very good at the mission as a whole anyway, simply because I wanted to do that in IVA, just to kind of give you an idea of what the astronaut would be working with. We have 163 science, which is enough to unlock another tech node. Let's see, do I want that one, or do I want landing? I actually want landing. Okay. So I think I'm going to launch one of my lunar probes here. Just kind of get it out there more than anything. Mostly because it takes quite a long time for things to get to the moon. Let's upgrade my... I actually think I'm going to upgrade how fast I accrue science. So, one of my favorite things to do are the historical missions. I like space history quite a bit. It's very fascinating to me how in just about 60 years we went from barely getting off the ground to footprints on the moon. Yeah, the Wright brothers first took flight in 1909, and Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon in 1969. And it's just fascinating how we got there. You know, because you had America and the Russians competing against each other more or less to get there first, and then, you know, there were the different programs. Like you had the Mercury-Redstone program, which was simply getting to space, and then you had Mercury Atlas, which was getting into orbit. You had Gemini, which was everything they would need leading up to Apollo. Rendezvous and docking. You had, you know, EVA. You had just all sorts of things that you would need when traveling like the Apollo spacecraft would. So here we go. I'm going to set the moon as my target. It's 31 degrees. This is probably going to be a night launch or a very early morning launch. Yeah, Uranus and Jupiter there, and not sure what that is. It's always interesting to me to stargaze, especially in a simulation like this where you can really just accelerate time and see the stars move. There's the moon there. So that's something that you really don't get a whole lot of on Earth, is the stars moving. Like, sure, you could spend most of your time sitting out in the middle of a field and, you know, watching it, but it's really imperceptible for the most part. This is going to be a night launch. Now this is almost the exact same satellite that we have in orbit of Earth, put on top of our Titan rocket launcher. And this gives us more than enough delta V to get to the moon and perform any necessary maneuvers that we might need upon our arrival. I am having to fly this mostly manually. There we go. Automatic controller is starting to take over just a little bit. Now, what I've done is I've actually gone through my rockets that I've built. I've actually pulled the payloads off of them, so I have just the payload saved as a craft file, so I can put really any booster I want underneath them. There we go. I'm just going to let this booster burn out. I'm going to coast. So this took me quite a bit higher than I was expecting it to. I am going to create a maneuver to circularize at my apoapsis. Plenty of delta V for that, especially because I launched almost directly into the plane of the moon, so I can really transfer anytime I'd like. 83 kilometers, so I am going to deploy my fairing and extend my solar panels. I'm not going to activate my antenna yet because I don't really need to. I am, however, going to execute this node. Here we go. Again, there's... oh yeah, Saturn, Venus, and Neptune making an appearance now. Again, I put the fuel cell on there for instances like this where we're on the dark side of the body we're orbiting, and you know, I don't have solar power. I still have a method of power generation. It's kind of also the other reason this particular craft has so much delta V, is so that I can use this fuel cell and I don't have to worry about limiting myself to, you know, only performing certain maneuvers or not performing maneuvers at all. There's the sunrise. That is a beautiful picture right there. Here we go. Yeah, something. Oh, got a piece of debris over there. Probably my fairings. So here we go. We are now going to home and transfer to target. It's coming up in half of an orbit. We are going to go ahead and execute that node, and at this time I'm going to activate my antenna. There we go. So I do have do have the one activated, and as soon as I come out of Time Warp, I'm going to go ahead and activate the other one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate my large antenna here, and this is where my fuel cell might come into play, because this large dish uses a lot of power. There we go. Stand by for burn. There it is. There's our target right over there. Burning for the moon. This is called the translunar injection burn because I'm moving from Earth orbit to an orbit that will intersect the moon's sphere of influence. Now, once I reach the moon, I am going to put the satellite into a polar orbit so that I can map the entire surface. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and point retrograde so that my solar panels can get the maximum amount of energy before I activate this dish. So I'm going to set it to Earth so we'll contact anything on Earth in range. And I'm going to activate it. And good, I am generating plenty of electric charge. So I can run all three of my antennas at the same time, and I'm not going to lose connection because of this large one here. And we're just going to let that one go. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up and I'm going to launch my other satellite that I have ready. With my other scanner on it. That's something I actually want to check here. So I want to start that scan. Okay, so I am generating plenty of power. Go ahead and stop that scan because I don't need to perform it right now. I'm not at my destination. I don't like that the case clips, but that's just a personal preference. It does not affect anything at all. But yeah, we're just going to let that go. I'm not going to film my second launch of my second satellite because, honestly, you don't really need to see it. I mean, it's the same rocket, the same setup. The only difference between the two is that one little part has been replaced with a radar scanner instead of a multispectral scanner. There we go. We're off to the moon. So, until next time, I'm Taki117, and remember, it's only rocket science.